Welcome back to the cottage, everyone. I'm very glad that you are joining me here. Today I want to talk about some simple and clutter-free holiday and Christmas traditions that you can implement this year and for years to come. I'm sitting here in our living room in front of our beautiful Christmas tree, just feeling in the holiday spirit. It is, as of recording this video, Christmas is actually next week, which is crazy to me because I feel like December just started and here we are nearing the end. More than any other month, I feel like December moves the quickest, and it's because we're probably the busiest. There's just a lot of things going on. We have different programs to attend, there's school functions for our kids, there's work parties, and just a lot of hustle and bustle going on. And even though we want to spend that quality time with our families and carve out intentionally some time to bring up some traditions and make some new memories that we can have with our families, a lot of times these get pushed to the side just because of the sheer busyness of this season. And this is actually one of the reasons why our family decided to go on an every other year basis for Christmas gifts. And I know I've talked about that here on this channel a few times, but we do Christmas gifts every other year, and that allows us, the year that we have gift giving, to really be thoughtful and intentional about our gift giving and to maybe spend a little bit more money and get more quality items, and very much appreciate that gift giving process. And then on the opposite years, we can focus on our traditions, our values, and spending time as a family. And of course, as Christians, our primary focus every single year is to celebrate the birth of Jesus. That is happening every Christmas, no matter what. But by separating the Christmas gifts and the holiday traditions, we just feel like we're able to give a little bit more attention and energy and really enjoy that aspect of Christmas a little bit more deeply when it is that aspect's turn. So this year, like I said, it's gifts, and so I've already purchased them, wrapped them, they're under the tree, the kids are all really excited, but they are equally excited about our years when we do our family time together. And so I wanted to share with you a list of some basic ideas, some simple holiday traditions, that some of them are things that we have done on our years when we're celebrating that way, and others are ideas that we have seen or heard about that we are thinking of implementing. So these are all really great, very simple, very affordable. Many of them are free. They don't require a lot of prep work, and so if you're finding yourself just a few days from Christmas watching this video and you want to implement something, it's totally possible to do it this year yet. And many of them, or most of them, or all of them, are clutter-free. They don't bring more stuff into your home. So let's get started on this list. The first tradition on my list is one that we are very familiar with. If you can see my puzzle table back there in the background, that little white table, we actually have a puzzle going pretty much throughout the entire winter months here in Minnesota because we find ourselves indoors a lot, and that's a good pastime. But during the Christmas season, we like to find a puzzle that's a little bit more winter themed or Christmas themed and just gather around and work on it together as a family. We put on some great Christmas music and we just enjoy our time together. Another really fun and simple idea is to pop up some popcorn and put on a family Christmas movie. This is a favorite of our kids. We like to cuddle up on the couch with blankets and just vote on what movie we want to watch. Another really special tradition that you could start with your family is to plan, design, and create a homemade ornament that depicts your year. I just think this would be really special. You could look back on your tree of all these different ornaments that you've made throughout the years and remember why you chose to make what you made. And I just think this would be really special. If you live in the snowier climates like we do, it's always fun to go sledding as a family or go outside and just have a fun time making a snowman or having a snowball fight, just basically getting outside together and playing in the snow. There have been times when we've had this on our list of things to do for our years that we're doing family time, and some of the kids kind of grumble that it's too cold outside or they don't really want to do it. But once we get outside and in that fresh air, it is always such a blast and we have a great time together doing it. So I would encourage you to give this tradition a try. A new tradition that you could start on January 1st is to get yourself a big jar, maybe one of those gigantic pickle jars, and then throughout the year, fill it with any spare change that you have And in December, you can bring that money to the bank, find out how much that you've saved, and then donate that money to a special cause that your family advocates for. Together, you could make up some Christmas cards or small homemade gifts and then bring them to the neighbors in your area. This is just a fun way to share the gift giving, the joy of gift giving with your family. Another fun way to do this would be to pick a name from a giving tree in your area and then together as a family shop for the things that that person had requested on their list. I know some people personally who do this tradition every single year and swear that it is the best thing ever, and that is to do a camp out by the Christmas tree on Christmas Eve. They say it is so much fun, their kids all enjoy it, and even though they might not get the best of sleep as adults, you know, it's hard on our bodies sometimes, the kids just really love it and they say it's really fun. So it's something to try if you are adventurous. Another really simple idea is to drive around together looking at Christmas lights, and this can be brought up a notch if you want to by adding some to-go cups of hot chocolate, getting those all prepared before you go. And you can also add a fun element of a game to it by making up some bingo cards. I think there are a lot of free printables online where you're maybe looking for an inflatable Santa, for example, or a house that has blue Christmas lights, and then you can see if somebody gets a bingo. I know a lot of people like to make gingerbread houses this time of year. We aren't the type of family that likes to eat gingerbread, so we've kind of steered away from that, but I have considered maybe in the future doing graham cracker bases or even make them out of Pop-Tarts and then decorate those. What we have done here is we've made little Lego gingerbread houses or Lego scenes, and we break up into groups and then have a little contest of who can make the best looking scene. What about doing a really fun holiday scavenger hunt inside of your home? You could make it sort of like an Easter egg hunt, I suppose, but have it more Christmas themed. So you're finding different things that are related to Christmas, or you're going from location to location doing different Christmas things. And I think this one would be really fun, especially if you have older children who could help make the scavenger hunt for the younger ones. You really can't go wrong with baking and decorating Christmas cookies or making other Christmas treats. I know this is a favorite of our girls. They get excited about all the different colors of frosting and the sprinkles, and I will admit it does make quite a bit of a mess when we are fully engaged in this process. But the bonus of it is you get to enjoy the sweet treat afterwards, and so that makes the cleanup not too bad. Another really fun and simple tradition, especially for the younger kids, is to read some Christmas books together. Of course, there are so many different themed Christmas books available for free at the public library, or you might even find some in your own home library collection and just sit down and snuggle up, read those books together, and the kids really enjoy it and you will enjoy the memory of that as well. Coloring Christmas pages might get you an eye roll or two from your teenagers or older kids, but I can assure you that coloring is great for any age person, and it actually is quite relaxing. So it might be a tradition that you could try out in your home. Another really fun idea that I've been wanting to try and I hope to implement next year is to create an around the world Christmas feast. This would be a great tradition for anyone that has multiple cultures within their family, as ours does. Both of our girls were born in China. My husband's heritage is German and mine is Scandinavian, and just make up dishes from all these different areas of the world and enjoy them together on Christmas Day. I think this would just be really fun and very, very sentimental. There are many different organizations this time of year that are accepting donations of money or items for their cause. I know our church participates in Operation Christmas Child, where you are given a shoebox to fill with items for a certain age or gender child, and then you bring that shoebox back and they distribute it. There's also Operation Gratitude, where people can write letters to soldiers overseas during the holiday season. And of course, you can't miss the American Red Cross and their bell ringers. I think it would be really fun as a family to seek out as many bell ringing stations as you can find and donate to each and every one of them. Just focus on the heart of giving this holiday season. Many of us remember to write to our friends and family members that we haven't seen in a while by going and making Christmas cards and just sharing with them what we have been up to. But I would also encourage you to think about those people who are shut-ins and not able to enjoy the company of others, whether that is because of an illness or they're physically unable to do so. I know that receiving a special Christmas letter from you and your family would mean the world to them. And I want to end this list with a really fun tradition that we have done in the past. It does take an entire year to prep for, but it is worth it. What you do is throughout the year, you write on little slips of paper anytime anybody says something really funny or something funny, there's a funny incident that happens, you write them, put them in a baggie, and then on Christmas Day you read them out loud. And there's always a few in that batch that we had forgotten completely about, but since they're written down, we can enjoy them and laugh about them all over again, and it's always such a fun time. All right, that is my list. I hope that it gave you some good ideas for some simple things that you can implement into your holiday traditions. Maybe some of them you are already doing, or maybe I mentioned something that sparked an interest and you want to try it in the future. If you have a tradition that you want to share with me, I would love to hear about that down in the comment section. I also want to let you know that I will be taking next week off, so there will be no new video next week, possibly the following week as well. I'm not totally sure if I'm going to take 1 or 2 weeks off, but I want to be fully present and intentional with my family during this Christmas season, and I hope that you are as well. Thank you so much for watching my video today, and I hope that you'll stop by the cottage again really soon.